What is going on, guys? Globe here, welcome. In this video I'm going to try and show you a guide for how to beat the combat immersion on Black Ops 3 on realistic difficulty. This is a challenge that is required to get the personal decorator achievement, and it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in a video game, honestly. So I want to try to make a guide for it just to make it a little bit easier for you guys if I can. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's get it going. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is show you my class. I'm using the Dracon with two primary gunfighters. I got the Thermal, FMJ, Rapid Fire, Fast Mag, and Extended Mag. I'd also recommend not using the default reticle for the Thermal because it's more of a circle rather than a dot, and I think the dot's a lot more helpful when you're trying to be precise with shooting down drones and headshotting warlords and such. But that's just a personal opinion. You can use whatever reticle makes you feel most powerful, makes you feel most comfortable. My secondary is going to be the War Machine. I got two lethals as the Trip Mine, two tacticals as the Shock Charge. As you can see down there, my cards are the two primary gunfighters, and I have the one where it lets me have an extra lethal. That's just to make it a little bit more convenient instead of me going and refilling ammo every time I want to use more Trip Mines. My tactical rigs are going to be the Repulsor, which repulses like rockets and things, and that's definitely going to help you for this challenge, so I definitely would recommend that one. The other one, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it lets you double jump and run on walls, which is just, again, making things a little bit more convenient. And yeah, so let's do it. Alright, so round one is going to be 4 guys. You can use one of 2 covers that you see me using here. I lay down behind this ammo crate here, and you can see through the wall, and you can shoot them through it. And also on the other side, there's like this little corner, which I'll show you at the beginning of round 2, that you can also do the same thing, and that's going to come in handy throughout the challenge. So remember those 2 spots. I got super lucky right there. So just remember those 2 spots, and you'll be good to go. Alright, so round 2 is going to have a little bit more guys than round 1. Just come to the corner you see me come to here, aim through the wall, and you can shoot them through the wall. Also, you're going to want to have some kind of sound source while doing this challenge, because sometimes the enemies will be a little bit more aggressive, and they'll come after you, and it's nice to be able to hear them coming. That sounds dirty, but it's fact. So definitely have your headset turned up or your TV turned up so you can hear them coming or hear them talking, so you know what kind of enemies are on the map, and you should be good. Alright, so for round number 3, you're going to have to fight your first Warlord, and you're going to have to fight 2 Talons. Come to the back corner of whatever tower you're on when you hit the button. Use your invisibility to take out the Talons, but be careful, because sometimes if you still are invisible and you're shooting other things, the Warlord will see you, so make sure if you can't see the Warlord, basically he can't see you. So just keep that in mind. And then for the Warlord himself, just poke your head out so that you only see his head, and just start spamming the trigger and kind of follow him along whatever ledge or cover you're using. That way he doesn't shoot you. And it feels risky every time killing a Warlord, but it has to be done, so that's the way I'd recommend to do it. A lot of people use swarms, but I didn't find those too helpful. You'll kind of play around with that, I guess. They still shot me even though I used the swarm on them. And then for round 4, you're just going to have to kill a couple robots. Really easy. Just hide behind one of the 2 covers, and you can see them through the wall and shoot them. And there you go. Round 4 complete. Alright, so round 5 is going to be basically the same thing as round 4. You're going to have some robots, but you're also going to have some Talons. So just head back to the corner, use your invisibility, and take out the Talons like you would on any other rounds. And then just use one of the 2 covers to take out the robots. However, sometimes on this round, the robots will be a little bit more aggressive, and that's where your headset's going to come in handy, where you can hear them coming after you. So just keep that in mind. This Talon's being a bitch right now, and you'll be good. Okay, round 6, you're definitely going to want to use your invisibility. You're going to have 2 Cerberuses and a pause unit, I believe is what it's called, which is like the big mech thing. So as soon as the round starts, whatever tower the ball goes to, just hang out by that tower or looking at that tower, and as soon as they spawn, use your invisibility, and you're going to want to try to take out the 2 Cerberuses first, because you could take out the mech this easy way here. But the Cerberuses are a little bit tricky, and they'll kill you almost instantly if you pop your head out and don't have invisibility, so you got to be very careful. Be patient on this round, even though you don't want to. Even if you've attempted it so many times, just be patient on round 6, because it's one of those rounds that'll get you almost every time if you're not being patient. So keep that in mind, use your invisibility, and you'll be good to go. And you've seen me take out the pause unit with the War Machine there, which is what I would recommend, because you just stay behind cover and you just spam it basically. Round 7 is going to be Cerberuses and enemies, shielded enemies to be exact, and those guys are bitches. But the Cerberuses are your biggest threat, basically. The shield guys will come after you sometimes on your tower, but the Cerberuses, if you're poking your head out and you're not invisible, even if it's just the slightest little headpiece, they'll catch it every time. So just keep that in mind, and then you can take out the shield guys as you see me taking out here with the wall trick. But be careful, like I said, because sometimes the shield guys will come after you, so you kind of have to aim a little further down. Or you could choose to put trip mines and shock charges, which I did not, because this was like attempt number 50 for me, and I was just over it. So I decided I could basically get to round 10 every time without dying. So I just kind of didn't even bother wasting time putting shock charges and stuff anymore, because those things are, instead of killing stuff, they're basically just like an alarm, because they don't really kill anything. They'll kill normal enemies if you hit them properly, but like robots and stuff, it'll take two trip mines to kill a robot for whatever reason. Alright, so round number 8 is like a mini boss round. You're going to have this big robot dude, and you're also going to have some talons, so make sure you use your invisibility to take out the talons first. And then you're going to want to use this little hack thing that takes an enemy and makes it fight for you. I don't know what it's called, but it's the bottom power core ability in the control section. So you're going to want to make sure you have that equipped. However, that's a little bit tricky to use. I've died a couple times hacking this thing, so you're just going to have to kind of play around with finding that sweet spot. And you're going to have to shoot the robot first to be able to hack it, which is the tricky part. I would recommend to just barely poke your head out as far as you can, because the machine guns that will kill you are below like his big cannon, I found. And as long as you can see just the cannon, you should be usually good to go. But you will die a couple times, or at least I did, just by hacking him, as you see me doing here. You just kind of have to find that sweet spot and then run back when you hear him shoot his rocket. But it does come in handy later, so just hack it up, baby, and then you'll be on round number 9, which is, in my opinion, a pain in the ass round. So for whatever reason on round 9, I would always die, because round 9 is wraps, which are the little ball things, and they would always just, I don't know, they would always just put so much pressure on me for some reason, and I would always just get killed. So it's definitely nice to have that robot to distract everything, and definitely use your headset to hear the wraps coming up behind you if there are any. Usually they'll run into this little your big robot thing, and they'll just kill themselves, and then you can take out the robots like you see me doing here through the wall. So that's where this giant robot thing comes in handy. However, at the end of every round that you have him, you have to rehack him. So as you can see, the round's over here. I'm just waiting for the link to disable, because it happens rather quickly. And then I'm going to hack him again and use him until he dies. So there you go, there's round 9. Alright, round 10 is a little bit tricky. You're going to have talons and 2 warlords. So do the same thing you would do with every talon round. Use your invisibility at the right time. Take out the talons as quickly as possible. They're going to fly a little bit weird because of your giant robot dude. So just be careful of that. And then you're going to have to fight the 2 warlords. They'll be distracted by the robot, so just shoot one at a time, and usually the other one won't focus on you. Just do the same thing you would do with the previous warlords, and just try to get it to where you can only see their head. And sometimes they'll start chasing after you, and if you hear them coming, just use your invisibility and run to the next tower. And just kind of, like I said earlier, it's so stressful to kill the warlords, because you can die at any moment, it seems like. So you're just going to kind of have to risk it all, man, and just kill them, and you'll be on to round number 11. So round number 11 is going to be some robots and some mechs. I think it's 2 mechs, actually, or 2 pause units, whatever they're called. So just use your invisibility. You can use the wall trick here as well to kill the robots. Make sure you take out the robots first, and then just kind of be patient with these rounds. Just hide in this corner until your invisibility comes back. Use your invisibility and kill those mechs. You can try to use your grenade launcher too if you know where they're hiding. But I think there's 2 of them, so just kind of play this round safe, play it calm, and because the mechs they're like the Cerberuses. If they see any sort of flesh or any sort of daylight peeking out, they're going to get you. So you don't want to risk it. Just make sure you have your invisibility, and you should be able to get them both with 1 invisibility and be good to go. Alright, so round number 12 is where your heart starts beating, your adrenaline starts pumping, you start getting nervous, sweaty, scared. You feel what fear feels like on this round, basically. You're going to have a bunch of dudes and a warlord, so as soon as the round starts, you're going to want to use the wall trick to take out as many as possible, but be careful. Pay attention to where the enemies are running, because sometimes they'll go to the other tower, and they will just snipe you basically without you even knowing that they're there. So just be careful with that. And if you use your invisibility at the beginning of the round before the warlord spawns, he doesn't even know you're there until it's just you and him, and then you can just pick him off. So just kind of take your time with this. Use your headphones, because sometimes you'll be able to hear enemies yelling, and you'll know that it's not the warlord, because the warlords don't make any noises like that. So if you hear an enemy yell, you know it's just a standard enemy, and you might want to take them out before you consider fighting the warlord. And then just take out the warlord, and you'll be good to go. So just play it safe, use your invisibility, and just kill enemies as quickly as possible at the beginning of that round, and you'll be good. Alright, so you'll see at the end of round 12 here, I start getting scared and putting down trip mines and shock charges. That's just to alarm me if anything tries to sneak up on me. The next round is going to be basically round 12, except you're going to have 2 warlords. So at the beginning of the round, you're just going to want to use your invisibility so that the warlord's not attracted to your scent, I guess. And then just lay down and use your wall trick to take out as many enemies as you possibly can, as quickly as you can, and until it's just you and the 2 warlords. And then, yep, you know what time it is. It's time to take out those 2 bastards. And it's kind of round 13 and round 12 to me were the hardest rounds for some reason. Just the warlords are, I'm scared of them. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like terrified of warlords on realistic difficulty when you're doing this. So just kind of take your time, take out all the enemies that aren't warlords first, and then you can focus on the warlords. And like I said earlier in the video, you just kind of have to risk it all when you're fighting them. At least it feels like it. and just use your invisibility, and you should be good to go. Hopefully. I wish you luck, good sir. Alright, so round 14 is going to have talons at the beginning, so just do what you would do on every talon round. Get your invisibility, run to the back, time it correctly, and kill the talons before you do anything else. And then you're going to have 2 mechs and a big robot dude that you had at round 8, except this time he's going to shoot missiles, and he's going to have this one attack that's going to force you to run, and sometimes you could run out and get yourself shot, so it's really risky. I'll show you the route I run here in a second, but you're just going to want to wait for your invisibility every chance you get to take out those mechs, and make sure that when you see the rings on the ground, the red rings, which you'll see here in a second, that you run this particular route that I run here. I run it on every tower when fighting these robot bastards, these a-holes. You'll see the route I run here. Use my invisibility to take out the mechs, obviously. And there's the attack right there. See, he even locked on to me as I was invisible. So this is the route I run every time I am locked on by that thing. And this is a good corner to camp too, just if you're waiting for your invisibility. So that's why I run down here, just in case he locks on you again while you have your invisibility charging. You could just jump up on the wall right there that you see me looking at and run back to the top of the tower and hopefully survive. So it's a very tricky round, but it can be done. Alright, so I do something a little crazy here on round 14. Instead of just killing this thing, I decide to try and hack it. I don't necessarily recommend this. It's really risky, but it did come in handy for the upcoming rounds just as a distraction. So you kind of have to just decide whether or not you want to gamble it or not. I, for whatever reason, decided that it was a good idea. Again, you have to shoot them to be able to hack them, and you'll have to hack them at the end of every round. They should last till about round... they should only last 1 round anyway, because they'll get destroyed pretty quickly by everything else. But if you want to hack it, go ahead. If not, totally understandable. You'll kind of have to just decide whether or not you want to risk it all or you want to play it safe. I found playing it safe usually got me killed more often than playing it just normally, so I decided to hack it, but it's totally up to you. Alright, for rounds 14, 15, and 16, I've actually seen guys use talons the entire time. I don't know how they do it. Every time I try, I get killed, so I don't even think it's worth the risk. I would just treat it like any other talon round. Run back, use your invisibility, take out all the talons as soon as possible. Then you're going to have some robots, and you're also going to have some warlords. So hopefully the robot thing you hacked earlier will distract everything long enough for you to be able to kill everything. And again, place your shock charges and trip mines to alert you when anyone is in range. But other than that, it's a very tricky round. It's a very stressful round, to say the least. You'll have 2 warlords, and you'll have some robots and some talons. And then just take the warlords out like you would any other time, just risky style. And hopefully you'll be on to the final round, round 16. I almost died right there. It was super crazy. You'll be on round 16, which is where shit gets real. As if shit wasn't real already. Alright, so on round 16, you're going to have another one of those robots that shoots the rockets at you. Rather than trying to hack this one and take it into round 16, I would just recommend killing it, which I end up doing here in a minute. And I also forgot to mention that there's a mech on this round as well that you'll see right there that almost killed me. So use your invisibility, take out that mech, and then just go ahead and kill that robot thing if you haven't already, or if it's still alive. Because it's just going to be too much of a pain in the butt to go into the next round having it in... just in case it turns evil again, because you might be taking your time, you never know. It's just not a good idea to take it in and have to fight 2 of them at once, including everything else, so I'd recommend just killing it. And then you'll be on to the most stressful round, round 16, where I have died, I think, twice. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, now it's time for the infamous round 16. This is a bitch of a round. You're going to have talons, you're going to have robots, you're going to have 2 warlords, you're going to have 2 mechs, and you're going to have one of those robot things that shoots the rockets at you with the rings on the ground. So, as always, take out the talons first. They're going to be the biggest kind of thing at the beginning. Take those out as soon as possible. Take out the robots using the wall trick. And then this round is basically just about using your invisibility. You're going to have to use your invisibility whenever it comes up. You're going to have to obviously run away from these ring things, which is super risky when nothing's dead yet. So you're going to kind of have to get lucky there. Like I said earlier, this is just basically running the perfect run. As you can see here, I'm 20 minutes in, and I definitely don't want to restart. And there's 2 mechs right there, and I had to run away from those rocket attacks. So it's pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty stressful. But make sure you take out the robots before you do anything else, which I failed to take out one right there that could have easily killed me. The warlords usually won't bother you if you're using your invisibility like you should. So take out your mechs if you can't see your warlords, but if you see a warlord and the mech's like right next to him, you definitely don't want to take the mech out, because as soon as you start shooting, the warlord's going to see you and kill you. Whereas I think if you're shooting the warlord with the mech next to you, the mech won't really do anything about it. I don't believe. I'm not 100% sure about if the mech shoots you while you're invisible and shooting, but I know the warlords for a fact do. So just kind of try and get one of them at a time. You're gonna have to just wait for your invisibility and dodge these rocket attacks. But once you have the mechs down, like I said, the warlords won't really chase you, so you don't really have to worry about getting shot by those while you're running from that attack. And then it's just all about being patient, obviously getting lucky a little bit, and just try to stay calm. I mean, it's super stressful. It's the most stressful thing I've probably ever done in a video game for some reason. So hopefully this video guide helped you guys. Super risky right here taking out the warlords, but yeah, hopefully this video helped you. If it didn't, please let me know why, so I can try to make my videos better. And I thank you for watching. Like I said, hopefully it helps, and I have mercy on your soul. Have combat immersion. I hope it has mercy on your soul, because this is shit. It sucks so bad. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you have a good day if you're not trying to go for this. So peace out. Have a good one.